A warm welcome to Child of God Ministries. My name is Karen Saunders, and in today's scripture, I'm going to be reading from Proverbs 27, the English Standard Version, and it will be verses 1 and 2. And then I've just got some comments on these verses. It says there, "Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring. Let another praise you, and not your own mouth, a stranger, and not your own lips." I've been covering the topic of humility for quite some time now because it factors very strongly within the Christian walk. And of course, humility is needed to be a true follower of Jesus Christ. So, with that in mind, we need to understand that it is an essential and fundamental quality because our position as human beings, we are naturally sinful. I think everybody can agree on that. But even so, God has a plan for faithful humans in the greater scheme of things. God is the sovereign of all creation. We exist in the creation that He made. Although He made us in His image and placed us in a position above all other creatures, Genesis 1:26 to 28, we are still subject to His divine providential control. God determines the story of creation, and He also determines the story of our lives within that creation. True humility then recognizes and acknowledges the subservient place that we have in the greater scheme of things regarding God's plan. And although we may think we know what the day will bring, we can't make any guarantees. As the proverb says, we can make our plans, but it's the Lord who determines our steps. Proverbs 16, verse 9. And that's also why James warned us not to boast about tomorrow. Instead, he said we should say, if the Lord wants us to do, we will live and do this or do that. James 4, verse 15. After all, unlike the sovereign and eternal God who controls all things, our lives, friends, are just like the fog. The morning fog, it's here for a little while and then it's gone. James 4:14. The true humility that recognizes and acknowledges our subservient place also knows that boasting about one's accomplishments does not properly reflect our status in reality. Although there may be occasions when public acknowledgement or accomplishments are seen and experienced, we could also say that they might even be necessary for personal vindication or for the edification of others, as was the case with Paul and the Corinthian church, 1 Corinthians 11:12. Gratuitous boasting has no place in God's kingdom. We are dependent. We are dependent creatures. We think about the world today and how it promotes independence. But when it comes to God, we are dependent. We depend on God for everything. Everything that we have. Think about that. and everything that we are. Instead of boasting about ourselves, then, we should boast about God. 2 Corinthians 10 verse 17. Paul said, when people commend themselves, it doesn't really account for much. The important thing is for the Lord to commend them. 2 Corinthians 10:18. One of the ways that the Lord can do this is by having others, strangers even, praise us. And in the next life, of course, the Lord himself will do the job personally. 1 Corinthians 4:5. So, my friends, we do not have to brag about tomorrow or praise ourselves. God can see to it that we get the acknowledgement and the encouragement that we need. Until my next video, please take care of one another, show love and kindness, always be forgiving, and stand up for the truth.